Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the Olympic Bridges overnighter bikepacking route in Washington State. I will talk about where this route is, the key highlights, and at the end of the video, I will provide some logistical/safety tips to anyone who might ride it. If you are new to bikepacking, this route is a perfect way to gain some confidence and experience without getting too beat up on the pedals and feeling anxious about being too far out into the wilderness. This is mostly because it is relatively modest 60 kilometers and it is entirely on well-maintained gravel/dirt roads. If you are more experienced, this route is great for a low-stress overnighter. You could consider just ripping through it as a gravel day ride. The route does a loop in the Olympic National Forest, which is located on the Olympic Peninsula. This is in the northwest pocket of Washington State, and Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland are all within a single day's drive, or a single day ride perhaps for Lachlan Morton. One of the highlights of the trip is actually in the first couple of kilometers, and that is the high steel bridge. It offers some cool views of the valley and the Skokomish River. It was built in 1929 as a railway bridge for the logging industry, but it is now a popular tourist spot, and there were plenty of people there that day solely to check out the bridge. So I need to make sure I give credit to the bikepacking.com route write-up. They have grade A information and pictures for bikepacking routes, which is an awesome resource. Let's do a quick montage of the ride, and then I'll start talking about logistics for safety and camping convenience. Seahawks country, let's ride. If you are thinking of taking on this route, just be prepared for a lot of climbing. There's 850 meters of climbing, and a lot of it is gravel climbing, so it's a lot slower than road. So if you ever decided to ride this route, I have some useful advice to share to hopefully make your ride logistics nice and smooth. First thing is that you will park at the Vance Creek Viaduct Trailhead parking lot. There is the option to do a short ride to the Vance Creek Bridge to start, turn around, and come back. The key consideration here is that the start of the route actually involves riding backwards in the direction you drove for a few hundred meters. You then turn left onto the NF 2340. This might be obvious to many, but my GPS got totally confused, probably because there was a loop with a sort of out and back right at the start, but it had me starting in the wrong direction. I realized the mistake after about 500 meters, but it is still something to be prepared for if you can, to save yourself some time and confusion. Next, you might have noticed the shooting targets that I showed. This was a pretty eerie sight to ride up beside because you never want to ride through a road that someone is openly shooting on. Before the ride, I was actually aware of this situation because there are some handy comments on the bikepacking.com write-up. However, I honestly just got confused as to when the turn was, and we still ended up riding on this little section of the route. Basically, you need to stay on the NF 2340 instead of turning left onto the NF 200. Again, this section of the NF 200 is not a safe road to ride on. The last logistic tip is to simply be aware that the Brown Creek campground can fill up in the summer. I went in August and all of the 20 campsites were full by midday. We decided to camp at Spider Lake, which is another 15 kilometers or so down the route. This was not a good camping spot in my opinion, as the established tenting areas had a lot of glass on the ground and there were a lot of bugs. I would recommend that you should be aware that the Brown Creek campground is first come, first serve, and will have lots of campers coming early in the morning by vehicle. The nice thing is that the whole Olympic National Forest offers legal dispersed camping or wilderness camping. So if you are in a pinch, you can find a flat clearing and just camp there. Thanks for watching. I hope you get a chance to ride this route or even just get out bikepacking in general. Please slap that subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment. Until next time, I'm out.